Right? Okay.
Okay. So I know it's been a hot minute since we've uploaded any content to the YouTube channel for Living Opera. Sorry, we're back. That's all I have to say. We're back. And today I am talking to my fellow Canadian and beautiful person, Joyce El-Khoury, about what she's been up to during this whole really challenging experience of COVID, but how she's really making the best of her time with a new partnership that she has cultivated in the UK. So first of all, I just wanted to say hi. Welcome, Joyce.
Hi.
Thank you girl. So, so you're in Toronto.
I am.
Yeah.
Home.
There.
Like we all are.
Oh, you're home? That's so weird. Oh my God. So for those of you, I know that like this platform is really unique because not everybody who engages with this platform is an opera singer. Those of you who are opera singers are freaking out right now because you know who Joyce is and what a stellar singer she is and what a force of positivity she is in our industry. But for those of you who don't know, that's what she is. She's a stellar singer and a force of positivity in our industry, and has a gorgeous voice, and she's a beautiful woman, and she does a lot of good. So I really wanted to talk to her today and have her introduce herself, a little bit about her career, and then get into this really exciting partnership that she has cultivated that's also sort of aligned with some of the things that I would like to do with Living Opera in the future. So Joyce, I would love to know, and I think the audience would love to know, just like, how did you start singing?
Well, I loved singing since I was a baby, pretty much, right? And my parents used to have, this is back in Lebanon. This is like two.
Were you born in Lebanon or born in Canada?
I was born in Lebanon.
Oh wow! Okay, amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Wow. And whenever we'd have family or friends of the family come over, I would stand in the middle of the room and entertain them. And my parents thought. I don't do that now, but my parents thought that, at a young age, they thought that, well, there's something here. We have a performer, we have some sort of artist, whatever. Wow. And it wasn't until I was around 11, 12 that I really started singing, and I really loved it. And
did you start with opera?
No, I started with Whitney Houston.
Girl.
I Will Always Love You. Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, we're Canadian. So.
Yeah, come on.
And that's what I sang. Wow. And that's what I wanted to sing because that's what I knew. Right. Other than Lebanese and Arabic music played at home, I listened to the radio just like my friends.
Of course. Right?
And pop music and so but by that point we were in Canada, and that was part of my musical environment. Wow. And so I would sneak into the basement and I would just belt. And I thought that I was, home alone. But one day my parents came home early and they caught me. And they, discovered my singing.
Oh, wow.
And so from then on, they kept asking me to sing in front of them and in front of family at lunches, and I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I was absolutely terrified. The only person I could sing in front of was my sister Cynthia.
Oh,
for some reason, she didn't freak me out, but everyone else did. And so at the age of 15, I had been really sick of that feeling of not being able to sing in front of people. And because I couldn't put it together with the love of singing. There was such a disconnect between my wanting and love of singing and actually doing it, for people and sharing it. Couldn't. So I said to my mother that I wanted to start singing lessons. And I said, I need you to help me. I need to find a teacher, and I need to learn how to do this. And I'm sick of this feeling.
Wow, that's amazing.
She found me a teacher in Ottawa, and I started taking lessons with her. Her name is Karen Spicer. Yeah. And I saw her every Friday at 4:00 after school. Whenever all my other friends would just go and have fun, I'd go to my singing lessons.
Right.
And that Karen was classically trained. And so she introduced me to Lieder and French song and opera. Wow. And Baroque.
Wow.
And at that point, I didn't quite fall in love with opera because what I was singing was it turns out, opera that today I'm not that drawn to.
Wow.
Right. The earlier stuff. But, one thing led to another, and she trained me, and I got better. And I still at that point still wanted to be a pop singer. But I'm rambling. I'm going to speed through this.
Oh, you're great.
My parents, I had gone through high school, and it was time to audition for university. And I wanted to go into nursing because at that point I had been working every weekend at the Children's Hospital in Ottawa. That's what I loved to do. I wanted to be a nurse.
Amazing.
And I was going to go into nursing, and my parents said, you should really study singing. You should go into music, right? Which is odd.
Yeah.
So I said, sure. Karen prepared me for my audition at Ottawa U. I got in. I couldn't read music. I always tell people this. I couldn't even tell you where do was on the stuff. Couldn't read music either.
I couldn't read music either, so I wouldn't really.
Well, exactly, and he's fine, right? But I had a lot of catching up to do, and I got into the music program at Ottawa U, and then I joined opera workshop, and our first opera was Carmen, and I sang scenes from Carmen.
Wow!
And I fell in love with opera through Carmen.
Amazing.
And then that was it. Then I was like, I don't want to do pop anymore. I love opera.
That's amazing.
And here we are.
Wow. Yeah. You know it's interesting. I had two questions actually. Like one of them was we can say this one. I wanted to know actually how your family decided to relocate from Lebanon to Canada. But I don't know if you ever put this together, but it's like you were drawn always to healing, and a lot of people through nursing, but a lot of people of course feel their mood change. I think there's even scientific studies to back this up through music. So I think it's amazing how you redirected this tremendous desire you have for healing into music. And that this is like a manifestation of that gift operating now in what you do. So it's like you're still practicing that, but in a different medium that you probably didn't expect.
That's so interesting and insightful because I never even made that connection.
Yeah, that's what you do. I think that's super amazing. Wow.
And to add to that, what I do, parallel to the singing, like the Reiki and the spiritual work that I do with people and the life coaching, that does go hand in hand with that energetic healing work. But I never thought of it as I went from this to this. And yeah, you're brilliant. I never thought of that.
Wow, no, I mean it's well, we could do this off camera. There's a lot of principles behind that. We'll talk about it. I wanted to know, because it's a little bit geared towards our later questions, what was the motivation for your family to move from Lebanon to Canada, and when did they move?
We moved in 88, 89. Mm-hmm. 80, yeah, I was 6. Mm-hmm. So now you know my age.
We'll edit that part out. Okay, so you moved in 89, edited it out. We edited that part out.
It's funny, if you Google my name, you'll type in Joyce El-Khoury, and one of, like the completing things, one of them will be age. Like I'm 38, just chill, bro. Chill. Okay.
Out.
Anyway, okay, so you were asking me.
Yeah.
So we moved from Lebanon in 88 or beginning of 89, I think, January 89. And it was because in Lebanon, the quality of life was so poor, and there was still a lot of chaos. The schools weren't, education wasn't up to standard, and it just poor quality of life. And my mother was actually born in Canada.
Okay, wow.
And raised in Lebanon. So she had a Canadian passport. So we were able to come to Canada.
Amazing.
All together.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It was because my parents wanted to provide me and my sister, my second sister wasn't born yet, but wanted to provide us with a life with more opportunity.
Yes, and stability and
exactly.
Yeah. All right. I feel like actually we can just pivot right to like one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because you've recently become an ambassador for the Peace and Prosperity Trust. But I wanted to know if you have like some friends who are musicians of any kind or artists of any kind in Lebanon currently, what their experiences are like.
Well, my connection to artists in Lebanon actually happens to be through young students that I've been teaching and mentoring.
Great.
And what I find is that there's talent and there's desire to pursue work and life through a musical path.
Yeah.
But not very much opportunity to do so. This summer, I started an initiative called Lessons for Lebanon, where I was providing lessons for whoever wanted a lesson, right? And I kept them short, and I saw some people, and then I rotated and I saw another group of people, and it was the most informative for me because I was able to get a really clear view by working with so many people,
Yes.
just seeing the different levels of skill and where people are in their trajectory, and kind of see where the disconnect is. For example, I'd work with a singer who's really young, really raw, has good potential, but doesn't really have a teacher there that can work with them.
Yes.
Or doesn't have, goes to choir. They have great choirs in Lebanon.
Wow.
Right? They go to choir, and then, okay, well, that's the extent of it, because there's Opera Lebanon now, which is forming, which is great, but it's not part of culture like it is in Europe. Right?
Yeah.
So what happens is these kids, they want to learn, but they don't have any programs to do that with, and they don't have young artist programs, and so they train, they have lessons with whoever they can, and then once they get to a certain point and they're like, okay, well, now what do I do? How do I get on stage?
Yes.
How do I even manage to leave Lebanon to pursue something elsewhere? Because then they have to get a visa, and they have to have sponsorship, and then of course Lebanon is plagued with this financial crisis, and so where do we get the money? And so all of the things that we perhaps take for granted here, they're really big issues.
Absolutely.
Here we grow up with, okay, I love singing, I'm going to take lessons, I'm going to find a teacher, take lessons, and then I'm going to go to a music school. Then after music school, I'm going to join an artist program, and then I'm going to find a manager, and we have a little bit of a formula.
Yeah, definitely.
And it kind of works in a chain. They don't have that there.
Yeah.
The chain is completely broken, or actually was never established in terms of classical music.
Right. No, definitely. Wow. Okay, well, we can probably talk about building that chain like in a different
that's a whole other
we'll talk about that. But I feel like at least there are organizations like the Peace and Prosperity Trust that you're working with now who are trying to provide a little bit of that infrastructure. So I just wanted to really highlight these guys and your work with them. I mean, I know you just started, but just so people are aware, and so the Living Opera community is aware that these sort of organizations exist. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to ask you if there are anything that the individual artists could do to support the initiative, from sharing on social media to maybe small donations, or
that would be great.
Yeah, so we'll kick that off. Just tell us a little bit about the initiative.
Yeah, thank you. So the Peace and Prosperity Trust was started 25 years ago. So it's been around for a while.
Right.
And I've been working with them now for several months, unofficially, looking for avenues where I can help, and I've been recruiting some young artists from Lebanon and connecting them to the trust. What they do is they do a lot, actually. I couldn't even tell you in a video. They do they put together concerts, they promote them, they connect young singers with people in the industry. So if a young artist needs a new singing teacher, if a young artist needs a manager, or needs a career consultant or addiction coach or whatever, they bridge that gap of, hey, who can help me?
Amazing.
They answer that question. right?
Wow.
And while they do that, they give these young artists performance opportunities via the concerts that they produce, thank you, produce and promote.
Right.
And then the funds from those concerts, when there's revenue, they go back and they provide financial support for charities in the Middle East.
Wow.
So it's completely nonprofit. They just circulate.
Yeah.
And it's really, really beautiful and really effective. And they've helped a lot of people and put some people really on the right track. And it's really inspiring.
And I mean, maybe if there were more organizations like that in the Middle East, I mean, well, there's a larger infrastructural problem in Lebanon, but it maybe would have been a way for your family to perhaps remain in Lebanon because there's more infrastructure to provide for their children, right? I mean, but those are also larger infrastructural problems that, you know, we can't solve. We can solve maybe the opera problem. I think that's amazing. So I wanted to give the Living Opera community, anybody who watches this video, well, you should be in the Living Opera community if you're watching this video. So just go do that. I'll put the link below. But I wanted to give them a call to action. So of course, like following their Instagram and official accounts and social media.
Yes.
Social media would really help bring awareness. Is there anything else that would be really helpful for students or fans or you know, anybody to do?
Well, right now, I think awareness is the biggest thing. So peace and prosperity. Let me just check that. Peace and prosperity official.
Okay.
There's 2 accounts, but you want to go for the official one because the other one's not so official.
Gotcha.
The official one.
And we want the official one. Okay, sorry.
And we're trying to really build a community there now. And you know, if you happen to have any funds that you know you would like to donate, it would not go amiss, and everything is there through the website. If anybody on here who's watching has any questions or would like to participate in any way, happy to, you know, be of contact via my social media if
great.
has any questions.
Great, that's awesome. Yeah, guys, you know, one of the reasons why I really wanted to talk to Joyce today and highlight not only her, you know, the person that she is and this initiative is because I want more of you to feel empowered to be a voice. Now, she's a voice for this community. I haven't talked a lot about this on the platform yet, but I am working with people who deal with the human trafficking disaster that we're facing globally, that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's just shocking. And I don't want anybody to feel like they have to wait. You don't have to wait to be a voice until you sing at La Scala. You don't have to wait until you feel like, oh, I earn all my money singing. Now I can be a voice. No, you can be a voice right now. The fact that we all have these devices, we all have social media platforms that we can access and really be the force for change and good in the world. It's unlike ever before. And I just really want you guys to feel empowered to just use that voice that you have, because it's powerful. Even if you just change one life, do you understand? A life is sacred, it's precious, and you've helped somebody make a better choice. And that is like, that should make your whole day. And so you don't have to be an influencer reaching millions to change lives. Clearly not. And these kind of conversations are things that I think are going to be very healing for our industry as we rebuild after COVID. They're so necessary because of what we've all experienced, having had our industry effectively canceled now for over a year. But we also can look at this like an opportunity to define the culture that we want to live in. And the culture that Joyce and I want to live in is one where people who are marginalized or don't have opportunities, no matter where they are empowered to have choice. And so this is part of why these conversations are so crucial. And we want to invite you guys into that to be that change.
I mean, yes.
So I actually had so many questions to ask Joyce, but like she's so eloquent, and thank goodness. Some people are so difficult to interview because they just give you a one-word answer. Like, please give me something. I need something to work with here. But
I'm a rambler. I'm a rambler.
No, you're not a rambler. You're like, it's so generous. It's so great. So Guys, make sure you're following Joyce on all of her social media platforms. Make sure you're following the Peace and Prosperity Trust official on Instagram. Go to their website. I will also put a link in the thing below. Whatever, this is YouTube. We're on Zoom, but it's going to be on YouTube.
We're also working on a new website, so stay tuned.
Oh shoot! Yeah, get the website. All right.
A little update.
All right. Yeah. No, it's coming. It's all good. We're here and we are rebuilding because this is kind of where we're at, right? This is where we are in the classical music community. This is where we are in the world. And guys, just like Joyce is a healer through her voice and through what she does and her coaching and everything, each one of us has the opportunity to do that in our communities when we just sort of take stock, look outward, and see the problem and be the answer. So whatever that means, all right? So even if it's something small, I cook dinner for somebody because they don't feel well. I mean, you just became the answer, all right? Now I want someone to become the answer and do that for me tonight, but it's all good. I'm gonna be my own answer tonight, or maybe Uber Eats will be the answer. But anyway, I want to thank you so much, Joyce, for just being generous with your time and telling us about this initiative. And if there's anything else you just want to leave the students with today, we're ready.
I just want to just say in support of what your inspirational message, that before COVID, there was always this for such a long time, there's always this stigma around singers who did something else on the side, because if you identify as a singer, you can only be a singer. You're supposed to dedicate your whole life to it. And absolutely you can, if that's what you want. And if that's what you want to do, then you should do that, right? This is about choice.
Right.
It's about choice. It's not about obligation.
Right.
If you want to do other things to supplement your income, if you want to do other things to answer a certain personal inner call within you, if you want to do something to help other people, no more of that stigma.
Amen to that.
Because we're all just trying to navigate now in this new society that we're in and figure out how we can make it work for ourselves and others. So as Soula said, this is the time. Don't hesitate. You want to do something, you have an idea, do it.
Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, and this is the opportunity was always there, but now all that fear has been eradicated because we really see whoever comes up with the solution in this period is going to define the culture. And I think it should be the artists.
Yes, amen.
Okay, thank you so much, Joyce. And bless all of you viewers at Living Opera. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to support this channel and check out all of our cool stuff on our website. We do stuff.
Thank you, everyone.
We invite cool people like Joyce. So just hang with us and you can be okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.